Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you this beautiful Seiko Tuna. This is not my personal watch. This was lent to me by a friend of mine to try out, to review, to see if it would work for my wrist. And I have to tell you right off the bat, I really like this watch. And I'm sold. Now I know you guys are probably thinking, yeah, Bruce, you're the Seiko nut. Of course you like it. But let me explain here. I'm going to talk about the pros, I'm going to show you the cons, and then hopefully objectively you can understand what I've come to appreciate about this watch, that it is really a very compelling, very strong, and just excellently executed dive watch. Now the first thing that you'll notice when you look at this is it is deceptively small. Now the specs, we've got a 47.5 millimeter diameter case and a 15 millimeter height, and of course that iconic heritage, history-rich Seiko design. So I mean, it's bold and it's large, but again, I tell you what, when you see this in the flesh and you hold it in your hand, you put it on your wrist, it is deceptively small. It is the smallest wearing large watch in the world. I'll just give you a quick wrist shot here. It really is comfortable, and it kind of just disappears on the wrist. To me, this feels like a 42.5 millimeter watch. It kind of feels like a Seiko Monster, if you're familiar with that. That definitely doesn't wear or feel or look like its size. So, I mean, it has the benefits of a large watch, with the clear legibility, the presence, the weight, but it's you've got that practicality and that the comfort of a medium-sized watch. So it's really the best of both worlds. I'm pretty astounded how they managed to pull that off, and that just speaks to the strength of the design. Seiko, I think, when they designed this watch, they were going with an end goal in mind of creating the ultimate tool watch, or the ultimate dive / sport watch, and they really did a fantastic job. Everything about it, from its shroud that's bolted onto the case, to the legibility of the dial, that gorgeous domed Hardlex crystal, the robust movement that's inside, everything about this was designed for purpose and for function, for real use. Keep in mind, this is a professional dive watch, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, the strength of the design, it's apparent. Everything is cohesive. Everything just works. Now, I want to show you probably my favorite thing about this, and that's going to be the lume. We have Seiko's newest formula of Lumibrite. You can see there's kind of a greenish tint to the hands, to the indices, to the bezel pip. And we're just sitting in a room with the window over to my right. There's no studio lighting. There's nothing going on here, no filters. And I'm going to take the camera, and we're just going to walk into the other room here, and I just want to show you how amazing this lume is. That's crazy. You can already see it just starting to glow. I'm going to close the closet door here. Check that out. How cool is that, right? You can see how legible it is, how bright the markers are. And again, I didn't charge this. It hasn't been out in the sun. This is just how it glows from natural light. It's so impressive. So let's go back out to the desk. I've owned the SKX, I've owned the Monster, I've owned the Sumo, the Turtle, the Shogun. You guys know I have the Marine Master. I know good Seiko lume, and I have to tell you, just from personal experience, this is the most impressive lume that I've seen. It's nuclear bright, and it lasts, and it lasts, and it lasts. I love the lume. So let's take a look at some of the details. Excuse me, I have managed to put some smudges on here. But yeah, let's look at the details of this watch. We've got this gorgeous high polish shroud bolted onto the case. We have a nice fully indexed bezel, stainless steel, and notice those little markings and all of the indexing and the numbers, how they're indented into the stainless steel and filled with kind of a metallic black coating. It's just really well done. This is the bezel action. It's 120 clicks, of course unidirectional. Just a touch of play, really not bad. It feels, it's a nice bezel. And everything lines up perfectly. The bezel pip, the chapter ring, the indices, and I really like how the bezel pip mirrors the 12 o'clock indice in shape. It's kind of just a neat asymmetrical touch. And check out that gorgeous, highly domed Hardlex crystal. And it's not like, you know, other highly domed crystals that just create a lot of cool distortion. Even from the most extreme angles, the dial is legible and it's visible. It's really impressive. Again, it just speaks to the strength of the design. Whoever did that, they got the exact, you know, spherical element and angle just perfect. It's really, really cool. You know, that's made for diving there. That's a dive feature. If we just look at the dial, you can see there is a sunken subdial in the middle. We have a day-date complication at the 3 o'clock, and the logo is being covered up, but you can see it's metal and it's applied. So very cool. And what I think is impressive is the layout of the dial is very clean. It's very legible. You know, you look at those indices, you look at the hands, instantaneously it's easy to read the date. And that's kind of hard to do when you have a day-date complication, because that usually clutters up the dial. But on this, it's very subdued and it takes a back seat to the overall look. Let me show you the action of the crown. Each position is really crisp and clean and clear. And let me show you the hands move. And we go in one, and going right will change the day or the date, and going left will change the day. All the weekdays are white, and you can see that there's a kanji wheel and an English wheel. And when we get to the weekend, Saturday is in this really cool blue and Sunday is in red. Really like that. So the action is very smooth. It feels really nice. I like the crown. I like the case back. Excuse those fingerprints again. And then we have a very small or very short lug-to-lug length of 44.5 millimeters, and that's one of the reasons why, again, it wears so comfortably. And I really, really like that. If we look at the strap, 22 millimeter strap. This is Seiko's newest formula. It's soft and supple. There's a nice texture on the back. There is a nicely machined keeper and buckle. It's nice and long. You got the medallion there at the end of the strap. So it's very comfortable, and it's made to be used diving. Made to be used in the water. It's really well done. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, last thing I gotta mention before I talk about the negatives, and that's the movement. Now you'll hear people say, oh, I wish it was an automatic movement. Too bad they put a quartz movement in this watch. And I know, I've heard that many times. Let me tell you what I think. I'm actually really glad that they put the quartz movement that they did in this watch. I think it's awesome. It's not just your run-of-the-mill quartz. It's not a Ronda or an ETA that is slapped in a number of different watches. This quartz movement is the caliber 7C46. And as my friend Tai Prong Curry likes to say, Seiko, they are the kings of quartz. And it's really true. This is a very impressive quartz movement. It's got a 7-jewel gear train. It's got dual rate trimmers. It's a high torque movement. So it's really impressive. If you look at those hands, those are big hands. They're heavy, especially for a quartz watch. Remember, this is a 48 millimeter case, and the movement that powers this It's got to be powerful enough to move those hands. And the thing that's impressive is it's just powerful enough to do it while also saving energy. So not only is it highly accurate, but it has a battery life of 5 years. And if you go on Google, you read about owners that have the Tuna, there's some that go, 7, 8 years, and they've yet to change their battery. It's simply incredible how efficient, how well engineered and executed it is. I mean, Seiko, they invented the quartz watch. They grow their own quartz crystals. They age them. They inspect them. They know what they're doing. And this 7C46 quartz movement is one of the most robust and reliable, efficient, and powerful quartz movements that you can possibly buy. It was not just a quartz movement that Seiko designed and they put in a number of different watches. This was specifically designed for the Tuna. You won't find it in any other watch. And I really like that aspect. It's impressive. It really is. So again, everything was made to be used. This quartz movement, it's more anti-magnetic. It's more shock resistant. If you're actually going to be diving and you hit this against a boat or a rock or some coral or whatever the case may be, you want this quartz movement in your watch. You want this shroud, this protective shroud bolted onto your case. You want that highly domed Hardlex crystal. Again, I mean, it was built to be the ultimate usable, functional dive watch. Obviously, it looks a little ridiculous with a suit. It's not a dress diver. This is a functional, professional dive watch. So I really love that. Okay, so I've jabbered on about how much I love it. Let me talk about the negatives. There's basically two, in my opinion. First, the crystal. Now, I told you I love it. I told you it's functional. But just check out that glare. You can see the reflection of my window. You can see me and my phone here filming this review. This being a tool watch, I really would have liked to see some powerful anti-reflective coating on the underside of that crystal. That would have really helped a lot. And you can see it's quite reflective. I mean, it's pretty, right? But it could be more functional. That's the biggest thing in my eyes. The second thing, that's the logo on the crown. How it's etched in there, the Prospex logo. A lot of people don't like it. I'll be honest, I'm in that camp. I don't like it that much. I would have preferred to see just a polished crown, unsigned crown, or the Seiko logo at the very least. I'm just not quite a fan. So anyways, those are the two things, anti-reflective coating and the signed crown. Other than that though, it is just so enjoyable to use. I really, really like it. Let me show you my daily wear here next to it. My Marine Master, just so you can get a sense of, the two side by side. Really, really nice. They compare well. You can see the fit and the finish is on par. The polishing and the brushing is just perfect. What Seiko's known for, right? So anyways, let me switch perspectives here. Okay, so I just have a couple thoughts in closing. Now, I've told you guys this is the ultimate tool watch, or one of the ultimate tool watches. Everything's purpose built. It's made to be used hard. It's made to be abused. And you're gonna see signs of use on this watch if you wear it properly. Your shroud is gonna get scratches, dings, hairlines. Your crystal will probably get some marks over time. Don't be afraid of it. When you have such a robust tool watch, you want to see those signs of use. You want your clasp to be scratched up and there to be a ding or a mark in the case. It shows that you know how to use your sport watch, and you don't baby it. You don't take it off your wrist at a desk. You use it outside, and you use it how it's intended to be used. It adds validity to you as the owner, I think. This is my opinion. So, you're gonna see scratches on this beautiful polished shroud, and I think that makes it look even better. It's counterintuitive to a dress watch. You want your dress watch to look, just spiffy and clean and crisp and no bad scratches and dings, but you want your tool watch to look rugged and used. And I'm going to drop in a few photos. I took this out to the park with my family, my daughter and my wife, And it looks, I mean, to me, this looks at home outside. It looks at home in the wild, so to speak. It looks so great. You can see it next to the river that's local to me. You can see it next to the mountain range. I didn't take it in the water because obviously it's not my watch. I'm not going to abuse it like I would my own watch, but it just looks so great in nature. And okay, I just put it on here. Obviously it looks pretty silly with my shirt and tie. You know, it's a tool watch. It's made to be used outside. It looks good the more scratches and the more dings it gets. So anyways, those are my thoughts about the Tuna. Am I going to buy one? You bet I will. They have a lot of great color options, some really compelling offerings, some with different movements, different sizes, different colors, different materials, different finishes. They really have a compelling lineup. I think I want this particular one. I think it's it just speaks to me. It feels at home on my wrist, and I really have enjoyed my time. So I'm gonna buy one. I'm not gonna buy one right away though. You guys know me. I'm the Seiko guy, right? I need a dress watch, and I've wanted to try Grand Seiko for a long time. So I'm currently saving my money for a Grand Seiko. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the SBGR or maybe going in and getting a high beat or going all the way and getting a spring drive. So I'm not sure yet. I need a Grand Seiko. I need a dress watch. That's my next purchase. That's what I'm saving for. But as soon as I get one, I'm buying a Tuna because I need the Tuna, and I'm going to, I'm likely will be selling my SKX09 and my SRP, my Turtle, my 775 reference number, because in all likelihood, between this beautiful Marine Master that has kind of become my go-to signature watch and a future Grand Seiko, there's really not going to be all that much wrist time for anything else. And so if I want a beater, I have my daily wear, my diver, I'll have my dress watch, and then I need a beater. Again, this is the ultimate beater. This is the ultimate tool watch. I think I would choose the Tuna every time over an SKX or over the Turtle or the Sumo or the Monster, but that's just my preference. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have that core, that dream core of 3, the Marine Master, the Tuna, and the Grand Seiko, and we'll see where it goes from there. Obviously, I would love to add more to the collection. I would love a Rolex GMT Master 2 or a Hulk or a Batman. I would love a number of different watches, modern and vintage. But in all likelihood, if you have that ultimate core of 3 that just works for your needs and your personality, you really don't need very much other than that. So that's the goal. That's my plan. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I know it's been a really long video. Thanks for sticking with it, listening to my thoughts and my ramblings. Totally love the Tuna. This is fantastic. I can't wait to get one. Again, big thanks to my friend, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next video. So cheers, and thanks for watching.